Everyone, we are going live. This is my second time going live tonight, and tonight we're just going to be hanging out and editing a few pictures. So hopefully you're able to join me and hang out. So we are excited to be sharing some photos that we took at the beach, and this was Aliso Beach down by Laguna Beach, and so we're just going to do some editing. So I've already culled through quite a number of photos from the beach trek from that journey out there, and so we are excited to share those with you. So, all right, it looks like we have somebody watching. We are getting ready to join up, and we are going to now. We're going to put on Lightroom. So in this, I took 100 or so pictures. I wasn't doing anything super serious. We're out at sunrise at Aliso Beach, and I was just shooting some pictures on the Fuji X-T4. I brought the 70-200. I also had my X100V with me, and so we're going to pick one photo and edit it 5 different ways. So here on this grid, I'm going to share my screen with you. And so I'm going to make these thumbnails a little bit bigger so you can see that. So we have quite a few pictures that I took originally, about 100, and I've narrowed it down to top 13. So I'm just going to look at these. I kind of like this one. I might go back to that one. We're going to pick one and edit it 5 different ways. So you can leave me a comment. This one was interesting. It was a live stream. A live stream. That's what we're doing right now. This was a long exposure. You can see a bit of sensor dust up there. Boo, I need to clean that. And this was the 70-200 lens on the X-T4, the Canon EF 70-200. This is a kind of cool photo of Pablo from Buenos Dias Imagery. Here's another one. He's shooting his RF 800. I kind of like the colors up here, contrasted with the cold beach tones. There's this one. I kind of like the reflections off of. Oh, it's not that crisp though, is it? But I did like the reflections, and you kind of got this haze or mist getting caught in the sun. That's a good one. This is also good. No real focal point here. But here, this one's same picture almost, but with some waves crashing. At least gives it a little more focus. So here's a cool one of Carlos. I think he said, "Hey, Carlos, look at me." And he's up there on that big rock. Here's another one. I think that's Carlos too. Looks like I might have already applied the Velvia Fuji profile to that one. There's a black and white one. Cool. Footprints in the sand. Classic image there. Carlos again. Carlos up close. I kind of like that one. Very almost retro feel. And that's it. So I need to pick one and edit it 5 different ways. So I would say out of this, the ones with the people subjects are the strongest. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to hit the number 6 color codes it red. I'm going to hit that one 6. That one, I just feel it's too far away. I'm going to pass that one. I'm going to give that one a 6. Carlos there, 6. That's 5. I like this one. I like that one. So I chose a number. Now I'm going to toggle color red on, and I've reduced from 13 down to 6 top choices. If you're with me, if you're hanging out watching, leave a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Oops, I need to mute my YouTube over here. All right, very cool. All right, so which one are we going to edit? I'm looking at the challenges to edit 5 different ways. So I was thinking which one has enough in it that I could tweak it 5 different ways. I kind of like this one that's standing out because it has the shadows, the sun flare, the beach, but there's no real strong subject. So I don't think I'm going to do that. The strongest subject is this one. So, but it's so close up, it'd be challenging to edit 5 different ways, but that's a maybe. I don't like that one. I like you, Carlos, but I don't like that one particularly. I feel like these footprints in the sand, 5 edits would be challenging. I think I'm going to go with this one. All right, so we're gonna set a timer. It's gonna be 1 minute on each photo, so 5-minute timer. and we're just going to edit it 5 different ways. And here we go. All right, so it's cool if you're out there on YouTube and you're watching. Leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you can hear the audio. And actually, I'm just going to text Pablo and see if he can check the audio. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to make up what mood I want. I think I want it to be very, very cold. I'm going to go for a cold, kind of moody look. This is actually kind of bright. The ISO is only 200, and it's 1/250th of a second, but I want a colder, like it was earlier. That's the word. Earlier in the day. Earlier, before the sun's not up as much. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to the develop pane. I'm going to hit the auto level button just to correct that horizon a little bit. Yep, there we go. And now I'm just going to reduce the, oh, actually I had some adjustments already. That's the original picture. So actually that was more what I was going for when I said I wanted something earlier and moodier. I love this. This is fabulous. Straight out of the camera. I love it. Okay, I'm just going to correct the horizon. And this is actually going to be image number 1, edit number 1. What I'm going to do is just bring up the shadows a little bit. Actually, that doesn't do much. I think what I'm going to do is throw a radial gradient right here. And just give, I'm going to invert that, bring up the shadows. Oops, I'm going to invert that. Bring up the shadows down here a little bit. And the exposure. Hey, Michael. Is it daytime where you're at? Michael's down in Australia. Thanks for joining. And then I'm just going to click off of that. I'm going to throw a little vignette on. We're going to be done. This is pretty much straight out of camera. Not a lot going on right there. And now I'm just going to right click and I'm going to do virtual copy. Okay, that's edit number 1. Now, what we're doing is a photo challenge, edit 1 photo 5 different ways. I think this was on a Peter McKinnon video not that long ago. So Peter McKinnon, I believe, did a 2-minute Tuesday or something with, you know, challenge yourself to up your photo skills by taking 1 photo and editing it 5 different ways. So the first one, I barely did anything. All right, Michael's just finishing some tenders. So is that chicken tenders? I don't know what tenders are. Renders. My mistake. All right, so we're back to the photo challenge, editing 1 photo 5 different ways. So we have this one, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the copy we made, and right here. So I'm going to go copy, and I'm just going to hit reset on everything that we did. So you can see straight out of camera. I'm going to hit the level again. I think I'm just going to go pretty easily here to the, I want to go to my Fuji Profiles. So let's take a look at that. Wow, look at that bold Velvia look. Actually, I want the Acros Yellow. That's one of my favorites. Where is it? Acros Yellow. Okay, here we go. That's interesting. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say close on those camera profiles, boost up the yellows, the shadows rather, and dip the highlights down a little bit, and I'm going to just bump up the exposure. Okay. Ooh, it's so much more dramatic. Gosh, it just loses something right there. I think what I'm going to do is boost that, and then I'm just going to put a linear gradient to bring the sky back down. Actually, you can see Catalina, though, right there, so that's kind of cool. So I'm going to just bring those highlights back down so we have a little more of a mysterious look. But what I did is I raised the exposure and then brought the sky back down so we can get Pablo more contrasted against the ocean. Okay, and that's going to be edit number 2. So our challenge is, if you're just joining in, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know where you're watching from. And if you're just joining in, what I'm doing is picking 1 photo, 5 different edits. And so far, I did the first one almost straight out of camera, and that was this photo right here. That was almost straight out of camera. And then I did this one, which is a black and white version. And so what I'm going to do is right click. I'm going to say create virtual copy. You know the drill. We're going to do a reset. We're going to do our last 3 edits. So this is almost straight out of camera, and I am going to, this is straight out of camera. I'm going to correct that horizon with the auto level button. And now we're going to jump back into it. All right, so you should see my Lightroom again. And okay, so I'm going to go up again to the picture profile. This is one of the cool things I've learned lately is when you're shooting in Fuji, you have all the camera profiles in there. So Eterna Cinema is cool. It kind of has raised those shadows up, so I like that. And so what I'm going to do down here is I'm just going to go to the blues. And I'm going to look at that blue hue and try to tug it into more of the teal or cyan. Pablo says light him up. Okay, Pablo, you wanted it, you got it. So I'm going to put radial gradient here. I'm going to smash it like that, and I'm going to twist it like this. You asked for it, Pablo. And what I'm going to do is use this kind of water reflection here as a leading line towards Pablo. And what I'm going to do is just bring up the exposure a little bit. Oops, I have to invert that first. Invert it first, and then we're going to raise the shadows right there. And I'm going to broaden this out so it doesn't look too goofy. I'm going to duplicate it, and then I'm going to make it even bigger so it kind of broadens out those lines, makes it less harsh. But it's also doubling the amount of exposure that I had raised. And then I'm going to throw on a linear gradient here, and I'm going to kind of crush those blacks, crush those shadows down there. I'm going to do a little bit more black. Not too much. All right, and this is edit number 3. All right, so let me know. So far, I'm going to review the ones we've done. I'm going to see. I think I have some comments here. Cool. Oh, Michael, thank you. Live stream looks good. We are going to review. This is a photo editing challenge. 1 picture, 5 different edits. And we are 3 out of 5. So we are 60% of the way there. All right, let's go full screen. How does that look? So this is edit number 1. I just noticed this cool splashing wave. So we might edit that, see if we can punch in on that. That's kind of cool. I might try to draw more attention to that in a future edit. We have 2 more left. That's edit number 1. The black and white is edit number 2. It's kind of cool. And this one, a little more cyan, is edit number 3, and a little more light on Pablo. It's kind of a cool subject with the 2 photographers. So I'm going to make a virtual copy, and I'm just going to hit the develop mode. We are going to reset, and then I'm going to go back down and hit my auto level. All right, so I have 2 more ideas that I need to put into practice on this edit. So, so we haven't done anything super bright. So I'm gonna raise the shadows a lot. I'm gonna raise the exposure quite a bit, and then this has much more like, hey, the sun is up type of feel. Notice the power of these Fuji raw files, man. They're amazing. And then I'm going to go into the blue, and I'm going to go to the luminance, and I'm just going to turn the luminance of those blues down. So we really are protecting the beach and protecting the sand. We've raised the shadows there on the beach, but with the blues, I'm able to draw back some of that exposure. And so what I want to do now is I want to go in and just warm up the beach. Like there's a little more light on it. So I'm going to go into my oranges. First, I'm just going to check saturation. And so you notice when I do this, it affects the sun. So I'm not clear which color band is on the beach. Maybe it's yellows. It's hard to tell. Maybe it's blues. Yeah, there's a lot of blue on the beach. That's going to be tough to do the way I was thinking. So what I want to do is warm the beach up. So I'm just going to do a radial gradient over here, and I'm going to boost the color temperature a little bit and get a little more exposure and contrast there. I'm going to dip the blacks a little more contrasty, warm. I think I could even do that a little bit more. I'm going to stop there before I mess it up. But the other thing is I do like the look, but I want to punch it up. So I'm going to go and find the Velvia. here we are. So this is, ooh, that's too much. That's absurd. Okay, but we're only doing 5, so let's make this one a little bit different. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back down to the color tab here, the blues, and I'm just going to change that hue back a little more towards the cyan. It got a little too navy or something weird. And then I'm just going to go here to luminance. We should have already adjusted that. Maybe I'll make it a little bit brighter. Yeah, I like that. All right, so that's edit number 5. Edit number 5. This is a photo editing challenge, and we are just doing one photo 5 different ways. So I'm going to recap, and here we go. So the original photo was not too different from right here. I'm going to punch this up full frame. Here we go. I tweaked a little bit on this, but this is almost straight out of camera. And then we have our black and white edit with the Acros Fuji film simulation. Then we have a little more cyan edit with a little more light on Pablo, but still very dark. And now we have a brighter image in image number 4. And actually you can see these details way out here in the coast. That's kind of cool, down the coast by Laguna. All right, so we're on to our last edit. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for hanging out. And what we're going to do is we are going to make a copy. So I'm going to right click and say create virtual copy. Virtual copy. And we're going to go into our develop tab. I'm going to hit reset. And this is the original image. So we're starting over from the original image. I'm going to hit the auto level button, and we're going to see what that does. And now I have one final edit. Now, I haven't done anything super crazy. I have some Chris Howe presets that I kind of like. So I'm going to go and I'm going to look at, for inspiration, he's got a couple that are really, wow, look at that one. This one I like, typically Yellowknife. It's kind of a black and yellow look. I'm just going to bump up the exposure and see what that, it's kind of wicked. I kind of like that, but I don't love it. I'm going to just tap on a few others, get some ideas. Ooh, very, very aqua in there. The teal and orange look. Ooh, very grainy there. I don't know if there's anything here that's going to be a keeper. These are all pretty, I don't know. Just looking for inspiration. All right, doesn't hurt. And now I'm going to go down to my presets. I have some that I've made over the years, and I'm just going to walk through those and see if there's any inspiration. Oof, gosh. Oh, that was a GoPro preset for underwater. That's interesting. Ooh, very dark. Wow. Ooh, that's interesting. A monochrome look. Huh, okay. Very dark black and white. Yeah. Ooh, hold on. That's cool. I like that. I wouldn't edit like that, but I do give me some ideas. This is one we called LA Street. LA Street. Pablo and I were shooting in the streets. I developed a preset for that trip. All right, let us very quickly. Where's Downtown Tony? There's a preset in here called Downtown Tony. It's very, very different. Where is it? Where is it? Maybe I misremember the name. I could have sworn it was called Downtown Tony. Ooh, that one's interesting. What this one is, this is actually a preset I developed for Milky Way photography. So that's that's very different. Actually, I think I'm going to in there and I'm going to call this my 5th edit, and I'm going to hit the auto level button. I use my Milky Way preset, and it's cool. It's very bold. It's very postcardy, if I had to give it an adjective. So we're going to review our 5 edits, editing 5 different ways. Here we go. Full screen, and this one was almost straight. And here we have our black and white edit. I think that might be my favorite, actually. The sand right here in the foreground is so bright and a lot of detail available in it. I like that one a lot. And then here's kind of a cyan, kind of lifted shadows type of look. Kind of moody. Very bright. This is like I took it with my Pixel. I think that's the editing job I did there. And a lot of detail in this, a lot of almost hyper detail in the foreground here. This is my least favorite edit. And then here's my Milky Way preset. Just bam, just a lot of contrast and craziness. I kind of like the film grain though that these Fuji files can render out here on the horizon. It looks pretty cool. All right, that's it. I like how Carlos's foot is up in mid step, and I just this one I just feel like Pablo got lost. But those things happen. So if I had to lift that, I don't know. I don't know if I could fix this one. Oh well. That's it for right now. And Michael, these Fuji files are pretty impressive. They do have a lot of room to play with it. So Pablo says he looks angelic. All right, that's it for me. I'm gonna sign off. Thank you guys. It's been a minute since I've been live streaming, and I hopefully we're gonna do it more, and it's been fun. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for joining me, and hopefully you are doing well wherever you are. You're a beautiful person. You're a good person. And if no one has told you that today, let me be the first person to tell you that. All right, bye.